Small business professionals, I use this term focus of receptivity, and it comes from a book Neil Rackman wrote called Major Account Sales Success. And in there, he talks about these 3 different roles that people can fall in. Focuses of receptivity, focuses of dissatisfaction, and focuses of power. Focuses of dissatisfaction are like the program office, they have the need. Focuses of power, contracting officer, they can sign a check or sign a contract, right? But the focuses of receptivity, these are people who have no particular need and certainly no power, but they're willing to talk with you. In particular, in the government space, small business professionals are receptive to talking with small businesses because that's literally their job. They're trying to find small businesses that can support the agency mission. And so their job is to help find those people and be a liaison, if you will, between the people with the need inside the agency and small business community. Focuses of receptivity will also, in addition to making the introductions, will also help you learn more about an agency. They can sit there and go beyond just what you can find on a website. If you're trying to find particular documentation to learn more, like, was there a industry day deck that maybe you can't find, or a strategic plan, these people can help you navigate to the right information or the right people who can get you that information. And then obviously, well, I don't want to say obviously, but another great thing that small business professionals can help you with is just hearing about opportunities. So there's opportunities that are out there. Of course, we can go into SAM and some other tools like that to find them, but it's so much better if you find a small business professional and you're building a relationship with them. Part of that receptivity is them saying, oh, I know you. Let me just let you know that this RFI is coming. They're not giving you inside information. They just know you, and they're OSDBUs. This is a really important distinction I want to make. The OSDBUs, for the most part, are policy offices, policy people in policy office. They're at the top level working generally for the commander or the secretary of a particular agency or something. OSDBUs are really trying to make sure across the board, small business plans or small business policies are put in place, and they're evaluating it constantly. Small business professionals, not that OSDBUs aren't that, but small business professionals, also known as small business specialists, they're another level down, and they are the ones who are close to the work, right? Again, this is a general way of talking about it, but small business specialists are tied together with the acquisition shop, the contracting officer, et cetera, and they know where the opportunities are. And many times they're part of that acquisition life cycle, making sure they're engaging small businesses during sources sought, et cetera. So yes, you can go to OSDBUs, but you want to look at OSDBUs as more of an escalation if you have to go there. But there's over 1,000 small business professionals. In the Navy alone, there's over 150. Similar things with the Air Force, with the Army. And that's just DOD, right? When you begin to go out, there's so many more. Department of Energy has a ton. The Army Corps of Engineers, they have a ton. And so you can find all of these people in a directory that we have. Right now, it's sitting on GovCon Chamber's website as a PDF. Actually, our goal is hopefully in July here, we'll get it out. But we're going to put this on govconinAbox.com, and I'll talk to you more about that. But our tool set, govconinAbox.com, we're going to put it out there so that it's actually a searchable database for you. And we no longer just put it out as PDF, and we make it a lot more functional for you. It'll always be free because I hated it when I didn't have that as a small business owner. And so we're putting it in there. Speaking of free, it does take sweat equity, though, a little elbow grease. And I just wanted to thank over 100 volunteers, just like you, who I put out the call on LinkedIn, and they came in and volunteered basically to everybody to grab a page each and go off and call those small business professionals, validate their information, email them, see if they have any updates to their information so that we can have the most up-to-date directory. So in July, you'll see us put that out. And again, that's next week or two. But I really want to thank the volunteers. They put in tons of time, hundreds of hours collectively to get this done. And I really appreciate that. I wanted to just give you an example of why small business professionals are so valuable out there. There are people that you can run into that sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. There's a reason we say there's always a bad apple in the bunch, right? There's a phrase like that. Well, don't let a bad experience with a PTAC, with a small business professional, with a contracting officer, or whatever, sully your view on the entire group. Small business professionals, you can find fantastic ones. And I wanted to give you two examples that just happened this week. And so literally one today and one yesterday. So yesterday I was on a call with a customer, in our workshop. And in this call, I was talking to them about their team's pipeline, and their team is putting opportunities in the pipeline. And I was talking about how they need to look at the pipeline and review it and to identify opportunities to make sure they're moving forward. Once they're in the pipeline, are they moving forward? Anyways, long story short, I was looking at the points of contact field in the pipeline saying, when I don't see a lot of names, then I think that we're not reaching out to the government on that opportunity. And so you need to at least have the small business professional. We took an opportunity, identified the small business professional, literally on that call that I was having with him. We just called on our phone. I called into the Army small business professional. I just said, hey, we're just trying to reach out and find out if we could schedule an introduction call and talk to you about us supporting the Army. Couple of calls later in the same day yesterday, and my customer is meeting with them right now. And this small business professional, the coolest thing is they said, let's meet. I want to learn about what your company does so then I can help you get introduced to the 3 commands I support. That's the type of help these people will give you getting into agency doors, right? That's the purpose of today's training. And another example right after that is the same company, a different person who's in charge of business development did the same thing. They reached out to a small business professional who said, hey, let's get scheduled, and talk about how I can introduce you into our commands, the customers internally that they support. So this happens over and over and over again with our customers, and it can happen to you all by yourself. You don't need me or my team. Just download the directory, begin to reach out to small business professionals. Do not spam them, right? Specifically target them and then reach out purposefully. Really quick, just to stick with this point one more time. This particular set of Army folks that we're reaching out to came from the Army Contracting Command. And the way we were able to find some of their information and understand a little bit about them was they had an industry day. And in there, they had guidance about do this before you call us and don't do this when you try to talk with us. You want to find those documents so you can learn what they think before you even talk with them. That way you don't show up and they say, don't wear a blue shirt. And I show up and I'm wearing a blue shirt. They're like, we hate blue. Blue's Air Force or something. It's like, wear green only. It's like, all right, cool.